Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Depot After Dark, Steelers helping stem, Pickett jersey number, Bengals DL and boot. A Steelers Depot daily segment. A quick hit of some Pittsburgh Steelers-related stories that may not require a complete article, but nuggets worth mentioning and passing on to you guys. Your Depot After Dark for May 6th. The Steelers have a huge presence in Pittsburgh. Although they're a football team, they have a lot of influence in their community. Oftentimes, players and other members of the organization work to have a positive impact on Pittsburgh. Recently, the team showed off how they help students during this school year. On their Twitter, the Steelers posted a video showing how their STEM program helps support students in Western Pennsylvania. The video shows current and former players, including Christian Kuntz and Arthur Moats, interacting with kids and trying to pass on some knowledge. In 2022, the Steelers hoped Kenny Pickett would be their next franchise quarterback. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Pickett showed flashes, but he flamed out quickly in Pittsburgh. That led to them trading him to the Philadelphia Eagles, where he won a Super Bowl. Now, Pickett has been traded again to the Cleveland Browns, and it looks like he's back in his old number. The Browns took to Twitter to announce the jersey numbers for the veterans they added this offseason. Pickett is wearing 8 once again, just like in Pittsburgh. This comes after he wore 7 with the Eagles. We'll see if it helps him play better with his new team. Last year, the Cincinnati Bengals defense was awful. They were so bad that, while Joe Burrow and their offense were incredible, they still missed the playoffs. This year, they're hoping to change that. They have some decent players on defense, too. That includes defensive lineman B.J. Hill, who's been with them since 2021. Unfortunately, it looks like he's dealing with an injury this offseason. On Twitter, Around the NFL stated that Hill was seen in a walking boot at Bengals voluntary workouts. It's unclear what's ailing Hill, but with so much time before the season begins, he has time to get healthy. It'll be interesting to monitor how long Hill wears that boot. Pay the Man, former NFL GM, thinks Steelers should give TJ Watt new contract or someone else will. Right now, quarterback looks like the biggest question for the Pittsburgh Steelers. However, it isn't their only issue. TJ Watt's contract is also a piece of business the Steelers need to attend to. Watt only has 1 year remaining on his current deal, and he's looking for an extension. While many of his peers have been paid this offseason, Watt still doesn't have a new deal. Former NFL General Manager Ran Carthon thinks Pittsburgh should change that immediately. If they don't, someone else will, Carthon said Tuesday on the podcast With the First Pick. In short, pay the man. Just pay him. He is what you think of when you think of the Pittsburgh Steelers in this era of Pittsburgh Steelers football. He is an absolute dog. When you talk about needing a play to end a game, to end a drive, you know that Trent Jordan Watt is gonna go make that play for you. I'll say pay him. It makes too much sense not to. Carthon hit the nail right on the head. Watt has been the face of the Steelers for the past few years. He's been their best player, winning Defensive Player of the Year in 2021. While he wasn't as dominant in 2024, he was still one of the best players in the league. However, there are some precedents that the Steelers don't tend to break in contract negotiations. One of those has to do with when they give out contract extensions. Usually, Pittsburgh doesn't extend its players until they're in the final year of their current deals. They also tend to wait until later in the summer to hammer out those deals, with Watt's previous deal getting done in September of 2021. Pat Freiermuth last year is a great example. The 2024 season was the final year left on Freiermuth's rookie deal. Throughout the offseason, there were rumors that the Steelers were trying to work out a contract extension for him. However, no deal was officially done until September, 2 days before the Steelers played their first regular season game of the year. Now, whether that way of doing business is right or wrong is up for interpretation. However, with what, the Steelers might have been better off breaking their precedents. Playing the waiting game might have resulted in Watt's price tag going up. Myles Garrett and Max Crosby, two players on a level similar to Watt's, received huge new contracts this offseason. That likely gives Watt more leverage to ask for more money on his next deal. If the Steelers had been quicker to get a deal done, they might have saved some money. Watt is the kind of player who should warrant breaking precedents, too. He's been the perfect pro since the Steelers drafted him. In 8 seasons, he's become one of the greatest players in the franchise's history, even being their all-time sack leader. Watt is a captain, the best player on the team, and one of the best players in the NFL. Yes, he'll turn 31 this year, but he's still more than deserving of a new contract. Carthon is right. Pay the man. Ex-Pro Bowl QB proposes Aaron Rodgers deadline for Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers team president Art Rooney too has previously used the phrase "a little while longer" to say how long his team will wait for a decision from quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Then during the NFL draft, Rooney said a decision from Rodgers may be coming soon. But other than vague descriptive words and phrases for periods of time, Rooney has provided no further updates. Rooney and the Steelers have also not publicly set a deadline for the quarterback to make a free agency choice. On Monday, though, former Pro Bowl signal caller and NFL analyst Matt Hasselbeck proposed a deadline for the Steelers to give Rodgers. "I just mentioned the 3 off-season phases for a veteran quarterback. Phase 1 feels like a waste of your time, there's no football there," Hasselbeck told Fox Sports' Colin Cowherd, via Steeler Depot's Alex Kozora. Phase 2, again, you're throwing to guys on air, not that important. Phase 3 I think is really important. So for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I believe that's May 27th. In summary, Hasselbeck argued that if he were the Steelers, he would give Rodgers 3 more weeks to make a decision. Before telling reporters on April 1 that the Steelers would wait a little while longer for a decision from Rodgers, Rooney also said the organization wouldn't wait forever. But again, the team president wasn't descriptive about what not waiting forever meant. It's also quite likely that Rooney's answer to reporters was an attempt to put Rodgers on notice that they could eventually move on. The Steelers, though, have given no indication for weeks that they are interested in any other quarterbacks besides Rodgers. While appearing on the Pat McAfee show on April 17, Rodgers said the Steelers haven't given him a deadline. Rodgers also said he's open to anything and attached to nothing. Rodgers stated that "a couple people in my inner circle are dealing with personal problems." The quarterback didn't add any specifics other than saying that the issues have been his priority this offseason. "I've been upfront with them about that and said, if you need to move on, if you need to do something, by all means. Nothing but love and respect if that's the decision that needs to be made," Rodgers told McAfee. But there's been no deadline. Interestingly, if one looks at each individual move the Steelers have made behind center this offseason, the team has received decent reviews. Bringing back Mason Rudolph in NFL free agency was a wise decision according to a lot of pundits. Steelers Nation has expressed a lot of excitement over the team drafting Will Howard in the 6th round as well. But pundits and fans alike appear to agree that the Steelers don't stand a chance at being competitive in 2025 with either Rudolph or Howard starting. Other than those 2 quarterbacks, former 7th-round pick Skylar Thompson is the only other signal caller on the Pittsburgh roster. For this fall, the Steelers have put all their eggs in the Rodgers basket. If the 41-year-old doesn't sign, perhaps the Steelers could pursue a trade for fellow veteran Kirk Cousins. But the only other likely alternative to Rodgers for Pittsburgh is rolling with Rudolph as the team's starter. For that reason, maybe the Steelers won't make May 27 or any other date a deadline for Rodgers. Whenever he wants to show up could be fine with Mike Tomlin because Rodgers will be better than any alternative. But if the Steelers want Rodgers to be as comfortable with the team's playbook and pass catchers as possible, Hasselbeck clearly sees May 27 as a deadline. And you, fan? What do you think about Aaron Rodgers' situation? Write to us in the comments.